This is Ted Hicks from Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com. Wanted to bring you some items on how to know if you're being catfished. For those of you that are familiar with catfishing, it's something that's just out there with the advent of social media. These type of things are happening more and more. It's becoming more and more prevalent. Wanted to talk with you. I was reviewing a few new studies that show online dating. It just surged during coronavirus. And among things, New York residents were the number 4 most at risk for online romance scams. Online daters seeking love were scammed out of $362 million in 2018, which was, a 70% increase from the previous year. During the pandemic, online dating platform Bumble reported a 21% increase. Hard-hit states like New York and San Francisco were even higher at 26 and 23% respectively. Tinder reported a 10 to 15% increase, and the hardest hit countries like Spain and Italy were up 25%. So one thing is definitely clear: with romance and catfishing scams, they're bound to go up even higher over the next calendar year, especially in places where, the coronavirus is more prominent. So if you're looking for love out west, 6 of the 10 states where you're most likely to be catfished fall in the western half of the United States. That's Nevada, Wyoming, Washington, Utah, Alaska, and Oregon. Non-Western states with the highest rates of catfishing are New Hampshire, Minnesota, Florida, and Maryland. So across the United States, a total number of just shy of 20,000 people reported a total of $475 million in cash lost to catfishing scams in 2019 alone. So on average, you have to ask yourself, how much money do catfishing victims lose in each state? We'll go through states with the most loss per victim. Top 5 is Oklahoma at 70,000, Montana at 68,000 per victim, Massachusetts 62,000, California 48,000, Louisiana at number 5 for 44,000. In states with the least dollar per victim are Maine at 3,000, DC at 5,000, Wyoming at 7,000, North Dakota at 9,000. So in the terms of cost per victim, the top 3 states could buy a self-driving, dual motor, all-wheel drive Tesla Cybertruck and still have some change left to go on some fancy dates. Meanwhile, Maine, which has the lowest cost, which is what which was roughly about $3,800, which is what we all spend at some point on flowers and chocolates anyway, correct? Or maybe not. The past few years, it's been rough for dating. The number of victims, continue to rise, and they don't appear to, be dropping anytime soon. So we go through all of this because some few tips on how to avoid catfish online. We know love hurts, but so does losing a bunch of money to an online scam. So when you're looking for the right one, there may be plenty of fish in the sea, but here's how you avoid a catfish. So you got to spot spotting a catfish. A good rule of thumb is that if it seems too good to be true, potentially it could be. Experts warn to be wary of the following catfishing characteristics. Excuse me. They appear to be unbelievably attractive, single, rich, or have a great job. They ask you for money. They seem evasive or avoid giving details about life and family, etc. They claim to be from another country, promise to visit, but always have something come up to keep you from actually meeting them. So whether you've already spotted a catfish or you're still trying to figure out if someone you met online can be trusted, here are some additional helpful tips to avoid getting burned. You got to keep the conversations inside online apps until you meet the person. You meet up in person to prevent disclosing personal information. That personal identifiable information. You should never relinquish banking information, or common security questions, childhood pets, or where you've been. You never send money to people that you haven't met in person. You got to trust your gut and don't get too romance happy until the meeting that, in person. Trying a reverse search for their images in Google and other tools. File a police report if they ask for money or you've already sent it. Block them and stop responding to their messages. There's many ways a catfish can try to rob you of your money, time, or effort. So you can learn more about them or that online romance by either going to the Federal Trade Commission to learning about these romance scams and all the above. The last item that I wanted to talk about is I spoke with Adam Levin, cybersecurity expert and author of Swiped. He says, don't take the bait. You got to watch out for these red flags. Some of them we talked about before. To avoid catfishers from looking to steal your heart and your cash, and follow these tips and prevent yourself from getting got. So whenever someone moves too fast, if after a few email exchanges, this person wants to marry you or have children together, stop all contact. No one worth their salt wants to shack up or put on a ring when they have not even met you. Don't fall for smooth operators. So if they sound like a bad B movie over the phone or send emails full of grammatical errors and weird phrases, don't go any further. If Romeo has an accent that does not match up to where they say they're from, hold the phone and stop contact. If they keep repeating the same phrases in text messages or emails, and you often find spelling mistakes or awkward sentences, they are most likely reading from a script, and they may be the target, you may be the target of an international identity theft ring. One item we were talking about, I wanted to talk about, was phantom daters. They want to see you, but you just can't meet. He's really American, but lives abroad right now. Her phone got shut off. His webcam won't work. If all you're doing is texting, be afraid. Be very afraid, because they are probably using someone else's profile. Beware of a catfisher who mentions they must travel. They have to travel a lot for business. You got to be suspicious of someone who's a drama king or queen and in a perpetual state of emergency. Once a catfisher thinks he or she has a live one on the line, they'll test their mark to see how far they can push the trust they work to establish. So they may tell you they're stuck in a hotel, or they need your help, or that they fear for their life. Don't come to the rescue of someone you barely know. And if they mention money, run. Never give someone money or help them or her access money. So, I mean, at that point, the alarm bells should start going off the moment any potential romantic partner asks for even a little financial assistance. They first still, they try to start off small and then reel you in with big promises of bigger returns on your money. So never wire any money or give catfishers access to your bank accounts or your credit card information. You never turn over the, elusive, personally identifiable information or steamy pictures you wouldn't want widely seen. It's not love if they ask you for your credit card number or for you to buy a plane ticket or request your social security or passport number. They may ask for pics of you in a compromising position or to engage in some catfisher, not safe for work video chats. Sending personal pictures or screen grabs can backfire, and now the catfisher has fodder to basically blackmail you. We've seen all the poor victims of revenge porn, and you don't want to be the star of those seedy websites. So, and lastly, never click on strange links or downloads you receive. So a e-card might be romantic, but it can mask something more dangerous, like malware or viruses that can do more than just, spam your computer with ads, but could infect your computer with malware where a hacker could steal your personal and financial information. So you got to think before you click. So this is Ted Hicks, a quick discussion on catfishing, how to know if you're being catfished. There were some tips. I hope it was helpful. We'll talk with you later.